Ha! There you go. Look at that. This is what happens when you try to be too fucking fancy, Mr. Beer. Look at that. I managed to totally knock up everything because I had the countdown clock and I had um, the old game trailers and nine gamer logo. And then I was like, yeah, look at me. I'm so flash because I've done all this and blah, 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 blah. And then guess what? I forgot to unmute my goddamn mic. Oh, what a way to start the show, eh? So, hopefully everybody can hear me now. Apparently, I should be on the Twitter right now as well because the StreamYard lets me stream to 3 places. So let's see. Oh, look at that! I have 9 viewers on the Twitter as well. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm expanding, literally expanding, not just my waistline. So, welcome to the show. Welcome to Sunday with Beer, because obviously in the past it's been Friday with Beer, Thursday with Beer, Saturday with Beer. Today is Sunday, and I've obviously been off the last couple of weeks. Couple of reasons why. One, there was Thanksgiving weekend here in the US last weekend, and I just need to take a break. And then also, it's been a little heavy on the old medical, depressing side. A couple of tests, a couple of MRIs, which really freaked me out. I never used to be claustrophobic until I had the heart attack for almost 5 years ago when they put me in the coma. And I came out of the coma and I've developed this claustrophobia. So to put me in an MRI, one, you can't put me in one of the little ones because it literally is like trying to fit your fist into a Pringles can. It just does not work. So they have to find the bigger one, book me into the bigger one, and then they need to drug me. And so, excuse me. So yes, it was a bit of a palaver, a bit of a to-do, but I finally got my MRIs done this week, last Tuesday, in fact, because we made a pledge, me and the wife, that December, with the exception of one oncologist appointment that's unavoidable because they'll do the test, give me the, check the numbers and all that. Staying out of hospitals, staying out of doctors. I'm going to have December as me and the wife time, doing a bit of work, doing a lot more of this. Going to try some streaming of the actual, games, I think, on the Discord channel, because I had some fun doing that. I'm playing games with some friends. I've been doing that the last couple of weeks as well, playing a lot of Forza Horizon 5, which is so much fun. So everybody in the chat rooms, nice to see you. Hi Sublevel, hi King Ding, hi Mark Simpson. It's been a few weeks. Yes, I apologize for the delay, but I'm back. I'm back now, and as you can see, I have changed things a little. I've rejigged my setup. I have a light here now, so even though it looks like this thing's growing out of my head, which it isn't, even though it's a crown of death, I actually have one of those fancy ring lights, courtesy of those wonderful people at Elgato. Hello, Backby, and hello, Luke. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, if you're watching on Twitter, I don't think you can comment, but I'm seeing some likes. I'm seeing some views. So hi if you're on Twitter. Hi if you're on Facebook, and hi if you're on Twitch. I mean, this is just a grand experiment. There's 2 schools of thought with this. You either go with just one focused platform and make everybody come to that one platform, or you can go for the shotgun effect or the scattergun effect and go and cast yourself everywhere. So I'm trying to cast myself everywhere. Hello, Windswept Dragon. How are you? So yeah, unfortunately, like I said, Twitter users will not be able to comment, unfortunately, but they can still, they'll be able to find me when I've done the banners with regards to the Twitch and YouTube channels. The reason the banners aren't done is because I literally decided to sign up for this at 9:30 this morning, half an hour before I decided to go online. So that's all kinds of crazy. So yes, what else has happened? Well, I'm officially 51. I turned 51 on Wednesday, December the 1st. been touch and go over the last couple of years for if I ever make it that far. I mean, this time last year obviously was a pandemic 50th, and the wife was determined to do something a little special this time round, so she did. We had some very good friends, close friends over who were all vaccinated and boosted. We had some drinks and some nibbles, and it was nice, and so nice to catch up with everybody. Unfortunately, because I'm tired all the time, I actually ended up going to bed after my own party at about 10:30, and everybody else stayed till about 11:30, which is fine, which is just the way it's it should be. But yeah, this thing I'm fighting, it takes it out of me, and I'm doing the gym 3 times a week, and my diet's changed, and but it's good. It's good. I had a great day. Oh, she got me the Marvel book. Ooh, the history of Marvel Studios, the big heavy bastard that's 2 volumes. That stuff's mental, I tell you. So yeah, I started reading that, and it's just, I mean, it's one of those books that they call a coffee table book because it's the size of a frigging coffee table. But I have to say, I absolutely love it. I'm actually going to ask Sublevel 28, how are you feeling? Because she's been quite poorly recently. Even though she's vaccinated, she is in a public-facing job, and she came down with the big CVID. So, Annalie, how are you doing? Sundance is in the house. You haven't missed much. I've just been doing a recap of what's been going on in my life, turning 51. I think last time we spoke, I'd already seen Ghostbusters Afterlife. Still thoroughly recommend it. Perfect return to form. Playing a lot of Forza, as I said. Really enjoy that game. I can't stand driving games. I literally just got the Hall of Fame thing yesterday. And again, and you know what? This is where we'll segue into talking about stuff. Because the reason I tried Forza will be the same reason I tried Halo Infinite, and that's Microsoft's Game Pass, which I am a huge fan of. I think it's one of the smartest things anybody's done. I mean, ask me 5 years ago, I'd been like, oh, I'm not playing to rent a game and not have it and ever blah, 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 blah. And then after, Netflix and everything else where I end up paying to license the content. And now I'm doing exactly the same thing with video games. And I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. Because, you have to adapt. You have to learn. And old man yelling at cloud cannot always be right. There are certain things this old man will be right about when he's yelling at the cloud. But guess what? I got it wrong a long time ago when I was talking about Game Pass and this sort of stuff. Oh, I'll never pay for that, blah, blah, blah. Just like I thought Netflix. Oh, it's going to take me age. I'm not going to sign up for Netflix. I'm buying the DVDs or the Blu-rays. Same with Disney Plus and so on and so forth. So, yes. So Xbox, Microsoft's Game Pass. Love it. Love it. Love it. Been playing Forza. It's fantastic. And now Sony have found, they've gone into the back of the couch. They've found a quarter and they've bought a clue because apparently Spartacus is coming. Sony is Spartacus, which is their version of Xbox Games Pass. And as the great Bruce Willis will say in one of the best Christmas movies ever, Die Hard, and if you don't think it's a Christmas movie, I'll fight you. Welcome to the party, pal. Sony are finally getting it. They need a Games Pass. They need to give people access. I would sign up for it, obviously depending on how much content they've got, but I could see myself signing up for it. Absolutely, if it's half as good as what Microsoft has. But here's the interesting question. Does Sony have the content? Obviously, I am the proud owner of a PS5 now, and I bought the PS5 because I wanted to play Miles Morales, Ghosts of Tsushima. Still mangling that pronunciation, I know. Ratchet and a lot of other things that are system exclusives, things I can't get on my PC through Games Pass. But I don't know. I mean, if it makes its entire PS4 catalog available and its PS3 catalog through emulation available, hint, hint, Infamous 1 and 2 would be the bomb, then sign me up. If I could play all those on my PS5 as part of Spartacus, boom, have my $10-15 a month. Not sure if I go to 20, but I will go 10 or 15 because I've got 2 games on the PS5, 2 retail copy games. I will be getting one more Christmas. But that's it. So yeah, they don't. Remember when we were saying, "Oh, Microsoft are buying up all these companies, Obsidian, Bethesda, blah 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 blah. What's going on?" And then all these games were coming out, and like, "Oh, Microsoft are really quite smart because they have the content and they're making the deals, and they're working with Warner Brothers and they're working with Square Enix and these guys and that guys." Sony have to do the same. Sony have some great studios, but what Sony doesn't have the amount of studios I think that Microsoft has, but what they do have is a back catalog to die for. They have classic upon classic upon classic first-party game, and to see those play through emulation, and it's interesting. I think it was Phil Spencer a couple of weeks ago at Xbox said that the future of games preservation is emulation. That we should all be able to access these games. They shouldn't all go away, which is, hell, I've been saying that for years because I'm a forward thinker, damn it. I just think that if Sony can get that emulation and unload, yes, we know that we will play games on the PS1, emulated to the 5, and it'll be, well, this was a bit shit. Look at the graphics, and ditto the 2 and ditto the 3 to a certain degree, because you don't want, that people are not going to be upresing this stuff. But you know what? As a nostalgia trip, it's worth the price of admission for somebody like me. And certainly when it comes to the PS3 in particular, I think there are a lot of titles on the PS3 that would still stand the test of time. May not be super graphically gorgeous, but gameplay-wise, they'd be very hard to beat. And then you get into the PS4 period, whereas just a slew of stuff. Dave Bond, interesting. PS5 is not powerful enough to emulate the PS3 properly on a good chunk of games. As long as it does it on Infamous 1 and 2, I don't really care. But that is a very interesting observation, Dave. Thank you very much. I don't have the technical know-how to understand how it would work. All I know is that my PS5 is a PC in a box. Hey, maybe offer the emulation service as a PC service as well, much like Microsoft has done, because again, drop that on the PC with all those games and PS3 games emulated on my very powerful PC. Happy Christmas. Malasite says, lol, you say Microsoft is working with Square Enix, yet Final Fantasy 14 isn't available on Xbox. I said that in regards to the Games Pass, because obviously the Rough Riders or whatever it was on is on Games Pass. Avengers has just dropped on Games Pass, so they do work with them in that way. Sony may Square Enix hasn't brought Final Fantasy 14 to Xbox yet. That's Square Enix's issue, and that could also be a exclusive with Sony for a certain amount of time. Who knows? You never know. Annalie, I am so glad you're feeling better, that you're slowly recovering. I'm sorry you're still having the side effects. Please send Sublevel 28 all the love in the world. Let's have a look at some more chat. With Sword and Gun, the idea of playing Halo MP with people has intrigued me enough to play a tutorial and a few matches. Zero interest in playing by myself. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to. I am obviously somebody who likes the single player in a lot of these games, and so Halo Infinite, I'm going to explore single player, and I will explore multiplayer. It is part, it is part and parcel of the system, of the whole presentation, the experience, if you will. But I love the single player experience. I do like having a look around, and when single player experiences go away, Uncle Marcus gets very sad. And nobody wants to see a sad Marcus. Because let's face it, I'm just going to be that bastard who plays the cancer card. Give me a single player experience because I have cancer. That's right. I'm going to be that asshole. No, I understand. Halo, multiplayer. A lot of people love the multiplayer. And I'm going to give it a try. I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me on a plate, which is why I'm only going to play with select number of people who I can trust, who aren't going to kill me. Outriders, that's the one. Sorry, I'm responding to Malachite again. Okay, so Spartacus, great idea. I really hope they think it through. I really hope they are prepared, not day one, to come with everything ever, because obviously you have to keep on adding the content, drip feeding, if you will, but don't make it too much of a drip. Start with, all right, well, guess what? You will have access to 50 games month one, which is 10 PS3, 20 PS4, and well, actually, there's not 20 PS5 games, are there? So, but anyway, maybe 20 and 20 and 10. Who knows? But make sure there's enough content so people can start messing around and having a look around, because that's how you suck people in, and then you just work to get all that shit on there. These are the ideal ways to preserve and give us access to games that we miss and we have played in our formative youth or in our formative middle age, in my case. And the idea that I can look at a lot of the games that are down here on my PlayStation 4 section or my PS3 section, and I know that I can install them very quickly, in and out, play, have some fun, and install again, is very, very appealing with me. King Ding 2 says, why is it called Spartacus? Is it made with slave labor? No, I think somebody has a Kirk Douglas fetish. Excuse me, needed a drink. I will be drinking it myself. Not silly. Oh, look at that. I am down to 3 viewers on Twitter. This is funny. But I mean, hey, we're up to 17 in total, 18 now. This is great. Oh yeah, there was a TV show called Spartacus, wasn't there? Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, what else am I talking about today, apart from the whole catching up and letting everybody know that this is how it's going to be? Next week, I might not stream on Twitter. Maybe next week I'll stream on Facebook. Maybe I'll get the Old Annoyed Gamer Facebook page up and running. See, look, I got the logo. Look, the old logo. Oh, and actually, if you, obviously I've messed around with this, but it's nice that I can actually do this. Oh, isn't that fun? This is what happens when you pay to actually use somebody's service as opposed to being Ebenezer Scrooge. So yeah, I'm giving this, like I said, I'm going to give this a go. There's a lot of fun things I can do with regards to my backgrounds and everything as well. So yes. Slade Wilson in the house. Nice to see you. Oh, I'm so sorry that you have the COVID. Please stay safe. Kick its ass and come out the other side, please. Malachi, thank you for coming. We'll see you soon. But yeah, Slade Wilson, please take care of yourself. Sorry to hear you've got that. Sending all the love and positive thoughts your way. Absolutely. Yes, Sendancer GE. Yes, it's including the Game Trailers logo, because I basically found an old episode, lopped off the front, and stuck it up there. And look, I can't use it because it's not. I mean, the music isn't licensed to me; it was licensed to Game Trailers. So I just threw that out there as just a fair use, just a bit of nostalgia. That's it. So please, no takedowns. Anyway, what am I going to talk about next? I'm going to talk about Hawkeye. So we've had a lot of Marvel Cinematic Universe MacGuffins this year. Obviously, with the pandemic, it was something that while we were pre-vaccinated, kept a lot of us going. We've had WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and we've had Loki, and now we've got Hawkeye. And Hawkeye, I'm going to let you into a little secret. I like Hawkeye. I like the character in the Marvel movies, like him in the books. He's a bit of a dick. But in the movies in particular, I mean, he is basically the guy with the really good aim and the really good eyesight. He's not superpowered. He's a spy. I mean, he's much like, Natasha Romanoff. They are the ones who aren't bulletproof. They're the ones who basically survive on their wits and skills and physique to get through a lot of very scary situations. And the thing I love about the way Hawkeye opens up is that it talks about that, it talks about his death. He's the after effects of all those explosions over the years, everything that's happened. He is deaf now, and that's why he's got the hearing aid, which happens in the books as well. They touch on that in the books. And we're 3 episodes into Hawkeye, and I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but it looks like a lot of you have watched it, which is great. What I'm going to say is I love it. I mean, one, it's set at Christmas, and Christmas in New York is something it's on my bucket list, something I want to experience. And my good wife is of the same thing, that we actually talked pre-pandemic that we would actually try and find a Airbnb to rent in New York over the Christmas period at some point in the coming years. And now, obviously, with everything else that's going on with me, once I'm out of treatment and perhaps, I'm heading towards some sort of pause or remission or whatever the hell is going to happen, assuming that comes along, that is still something that we'd love to do. But because there's something just amazing about Christmas in New York. I mean, and it's obviously, I've viewed it from the literal lens of TV and movies. And you see Rockefeller Center and the tree and the ice skating in Central Park. And you see people going to Broadway shows and all this sort of stuff. And all that is literally ticked off in the first, half an hour, I think, of episode 1 of Hawkeye. So setting it around the Christmas period, double thumbs up. I think it works really, really well. I think, Jeremy Renner is perfect as Hawkeye. He's got this little thing of he doesn't take any bullshit. He looks like he can be an argumentative bastard, all the time. But then he's also got this family side. He's got this side that you don't really get to see. I mean, it was only touched on a little bit with the likes of Tony Stark and with Spider-Man. And a couple of other, Marvel characters, just to see, he's been a family man ever since Age of Ultron, when we first see his family. And I think to see that and to see what he's trying to do to literally get back to his kids, it's like, bows and arrows and Marvel superheroes meet planes, trains, and automobiles, and in a Christmas setting. And I got to say, fucking love it. Oh, swore. I love it. It's great. So, Doctor Who Flux is on BBC One right now. Well, it's not on here until tonight, so that's why I am not watching Doctor Who Flux right now, because the season finale doesn't kick in until tonight. And look, every time I try and schedule something, I'm gonna conflict with something, whether it be football, GT, the Grand Prix, Doctor Who, somebody else's show on Easy Allies or Sifted, or a PlayStation event or whatever. So, I mean, I'm just trying to be as flexible as I can. So, if you got a DVR, have a DVR the bloody thing, or you can come back here later. This will be recorded and up on the usuals. But yeah, I'm going to finish off on Hawkeye. 3 episodes in, really, really interested. It's only six episodes in total. The cliffhangers every week are cool. The last one was obviously the guy we think is the swordsman, who is Kate Bishop's mom's fiance, or Douchey McDouchenuts. I mean, he literally should walk around with a friggin' sign over his head saying, meh, bad guy, meh, bad guy, meh. And then obviously he's got Ronin's sword. So yeah, we don't know what's going to happen next week, but I guarantee you Hawkeye gets out of it. But they've got 3 episodes now to wind this up and to bring to a crescendo and see if he gets home in time for Christmas, and if Kate Bishop is going to take over the mantle. Are we going to get Jeremy Renner still as Hawkeye? Is Kate Bishop trained enough to be Hawkeye? I mean, she's incredibly skilled with bow and arrow and in martial arts and everything else, but she's obviously green as hell. So, how does that drop in? Do we get to see Black Widow's baby sister? Because at the end of Black Widow, spoiler from a movie that came out 9 months ago, we saw that Hawkeye was a picture of Hawkeye was given to Black Widow's sister by Madam Hydra, saying, "This is your next target." So when is she going to turn up? Is she going to turn up in this? Otherwise, when does she turn up in her own movie, Hawkeye season 2? And that's, we still got the swordsman and all this other stuff to deal with. Duquesne, Yelena, that's it. Mark, she's not regenerating today, mate. There's still more episodes before. There's 3 specials before she regenerates. Hate to bust your bubble on that one. There's no regeneration today. As far as I know. No. They do if the regeneration was happening, they'd have it on a global similar time. But anyway, have fun. Yeah. So love it. Hawkeye is just, so it's got a bit of whimsy to it. It's 2 strong, very strong lead characters. Fantastic. Obviously, the next big Marvel thing is Spider-Man No Way Home. That comes out on the 17th, which is 2 weeks' time. Yeah, 2 weeks' time. And the wife got us tickets. It was funny. When the tickets went on sale, everybody was panicking because I was seeing Twitter meltdown. And everybody was saying, oh, AMC and Regal and, a lot of other big chains here in the US. Oh, the website isn't working. I can't get my tickets. And I was like, oh, well, you know what? I'll get it. I'll get tickets at some point and we'll go watch it in the new year when it's died down. All the kids are back in school. And then that was on the Sunday night, and on the Monday morning, I'm sitting here just playing a game. And this little voice says, did you want to go see Spider-Man? Because I got us tickets to the iPic on the opening day, 11:30 in the morning. I was like, oh, my heart. Ba-boom, ba-boom. The woman gets me. What can I say? So, yes, I'm going to go see it on Friday, on the opening day here in the US, Friday the 17th. And I will not let anybody know how good it is. I'll let you know if it's good or not, but I will not spoil anything because I've purposely stayed away from any spoilers and new trailers and posters and sneaky reveal pics and anything like that because I'm kind of done with it. I'm kind of done with all this stuff. It's too much that, I get that websites need to start or need to get clicks and get eyes on their content. But when you are talking and sharing a bunch of stuff that are leaks from Twitter or on Reddit, etc., it spoils the movie for everybody else. You're spoiling the experience for everybody else. And you can say, oh, people don't have to look. But it's quite tough when, something pops up in your Facebook newsfeed or on your Apple newsfeed or whatever from a site like Comic Book Resources or Slate or Slash Film or whatever. And there's a picture. And I'm like, whackers. I can't stand that. So, yes, I am looking forward to that. The Spider-Man Spider-Verse 2, the Miles Morales teaser, that dropped the other day. I haven't seen it yet. I will, obviously, if I'd have been smart enough to sign up for the Steam Yard a couple of days earlier, I could have downloaded it, played it for you here, and we could have talked about it. But now I'm going to have this way of, first trailer is fine. But I'm going to be able to play some videos moving forward. This is going to be great. I can now have multiple screens on here, and I can actually have guests come in, which is great. I'm going to start talking to people in the new year. I've got all these people who owe me because I have cancer. And I'm going to be saying, so I need you to come talk on my podcast. Yes, my show is tiny. We only get 300 views. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, did I mention that I have cancer and I've been your friend for God knows how long? That's right. The emotional blackmail begins in 2022, people. It's going to be the year of beer getting the blackmail out and twisting and making people feel bad about themselves because screw it, why not? I'm only here for God knows how long. So yes, Spider-Verse 2 trailer, I saw a little bit of it. I will watch it again, and I may even share it with us on here. And it starts off exactly how the post-credit sequence in Spider-Verse, which I just rewatched actually a couple of weeks ago, how that one ends. And I love Into the Spider-Verse. I think that cast is superb. Can't wait to see more Miles Morales. I am concerned that Sony, because of Spider-Verse, I'm not concerned. It'll be interesting to see how they manage a live-action Miles Morales, because we're going to need one at some point. He is a fantastically complex character. He is a very cool character. He's a very diverse character. Obviously, you know, he's in the game, and the game is great. But will he get his own live-action film? Because the animated stuff is great. Don't get me wrong. We can have animation for forever and ever, and that's fantastic. But will we get a big MCU version? Who knows? I hope so. Oh. Slade Wilson asks, I saw a 15-minute gameplay trailer of Dying Light. What are your thoughts? Well, hang on. I did actually say this a couple of months ago, didn't I? That I am not going to open this until Dying Light 2 hits. So the last time I saw Dying Light 2 was at E3. I'm trying to remember what year it is. 2019. Oh, God, it was 2019. I mean, it'll be 3 years next June when E3 comes back, hopefully. So yeah, I think Dying Light 2 looks great. Dying Light 1 was very tricky. It was one of the few games that got me motion sick, but I think it was I was sitting too close to the screen. I hadn't started wearing glasses at the time, so I sit further back. Hope you can hear me there. Play with the joypad, got the right glasses on. I really hope Dying Light 2 plays out. Again, I haven't seen the 15 minutes of gameplay. I don't want to. When it comes out, I will read some reviews and make an educated decision and probably plonk some money down, because that's the way I like it. King Ting 2, going back to Spider-Man No Way Home, I hope it won't be overloaded. I do too. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to be, you know, it's apparently got the second or third longest running time of any Marvel movie so far. We'll see how that goes, but I'll just make sure I won't drink too much beforehand, because, you know, don't want to get up and have a pee midway through. Back to Dying Light. Doesn't have guns. I'm sure it'll be great. Well, again, I mean, that's the beauty of these sort of games now. I mean, that one has always been more of a sort of like parkour, choppy. I mean, it's interesting to see how they're doing it. I mean, it's been delayed for such a long time. So, yeah, I'm open to give them a go. You know what game I'd like to see come? I'd like to see Dead Island back. Do you remember Dead Island? Remember we had those amazing trailers for Dead Island 1 and Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2 never got released, did it? Did it? I don't know. Do your research. Do your research for me, people. Dead Island 2. Because I know we had Riptide and a bunch of, you know, expansions and stuff. Nope, never released. Thank you, RPG, for confirming that one to me. Yeah, Dead Island. Dead Island 2. That was a great game. That was so much fun. Gorgeous to look at as well on the PC, or even on the consoles. How are we doing for time? Wow, ticking along, actually. So, yes. Let's go back to Doctor Who for a minute, because I know some of the Brits have vanished to go and watch Doctor Who. Obviously, Flux, it's the season finale of Flux tonight, episode 6. Everything's supposed to be wrapped up. And if you're not a viewer of our the other podcast that I appear on, or streaming show called The Lonely TARDIS that I do with Sean Norton and Dali Domofsky, if you don't watch that show, why? Especially if you like Doctor Who, it's freaking awesome, dude. Do that. He, her, him, they. You should watch it. So find it on Twitter. We only do a few of them every year, because that's the only things we get now, is a couple of episodes of Doctor Who every year. So I think we've done 6 this year, or 7 actually, because we did one on this New Year's Day special, and we'll do one again on the New Year's Day special, and I think the 2 other specials that follow it next year. So there'll be 3 next year. But we've been talking about it. Started off strongly, bit of a mess right now. There's a lot of work. If this episode isn't 15 hours long and clears everything up, I think there's going to be a lot, it'll be a mess. I really hope everything gets tied up. I hate the timeless child thing. I really hope that when Russell T Davies takes over next year, the first thing he does is not wipe away Jodie Whittaker's run, because Jodie Whittaker is a fine actress, and she's got a fine supporting cast of companions, and some of the episodes have been great. But just find a sweet spot to say, oh, and at this point, the Doctor and everybody else was put in a machine and slipped into a virtual world or knocked into a different dimension, and none of this actually happened. But the regeneration was still going to happen because Jodie's obviously leaving. But everything else Chris Chibnall wrote doesn't exist. That would be right. Okay, so I think that's probably all I have to talk about, even though it is, it's the holiday season. Next week is my 9th wedding anniversary. So I won't be streaming on the Sunday, obviously, so I might stream on the Saturday. Hate it when life gets in the way, don't you just? But obviously, it's my favorite time of the year. We got the decorations up. Can't show you them, obviously, but maybe, maybe I can take some video now and upload it, because this is what I do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Christmas. What do you want for Christmas? Yeah, I've been fucking with people. It's funny. People, some friends have said to me, it's like, oh, what can we get you for your birthday? And I said, oh, the cure for prostate cancer. And the looks on their face, I'm like, I'm kidding. Because that would be great. Same goes for Christmas. That's what I want. I actually, again, I've got this gallows sense of humor. So this is just me poking fun at my situation, because it's my coping mechanism. Otherwise, I'd be screaming and punching with walls and at the shittiness of it all. But yeah, I told Shauna, honey, I want a cure for cancer for Christmas. If you don't get it for me, you hate me. And that means you hate somebody who has cancer. And I was like, and she was like, wow. But that's the way I've got to cope. It really is the way I've got to cope. So yes, who wants what for Christmas? What do you want? Electrical PC blower, strings for guitars and hot sauces, and a gift card for Music Gear Shop, sub-level 28. My wish, Sundancer, some good news for next year, and that your daughter can get. Yes, I hope everybody's parents, sons and daughters. I hope we can all get back to. Here's hoping. We've been in a declining circle, haven't we? And we need some good news. We know Omicron is now spreading, but Omicron might be the sort of like one that becomes the common cold version of COVID. Hopefully, because I don't think there's been many deaths yet, touch wood, from this one. And that means that we can, with vaccinations and boosters, get on with our lives. Still have to be careful. But wouldn't it be great if 2022 we could actually just all come together? We could stop being dicks. We could actually stop just trying to win these petty wars and not try and hurt other people and politicizing everything and just being cool to each other and just saying, live our lives. Let's all get vaccinated and move on and just get healthy and start taking care of the environment, taking care of each other. Wouldn't that be great? I hope everybody gets a good 2022, because I'm kind of done with, so far, the 2020s be honest with you, it kind of sucked ass for me. And I'm hoping for a kind of uptick. I really am. I'm hoping it's been sort of like, again, a cyclical thing. I'm hoping that 2022 sees the start of, woohoo, guess what? Your numbers are down. You're going to be in remission. Or, woohoo, we found this. And this is actually something that is a positive side effect, again, of the vaccines that they've been developing for COVID, is that they are finding new treatments for various cancers. So fingers crossed. They might be able to. I mean, there's been one that literally claims to be able to turn off the cancer producing gene. So fingers crossed. Yeah, it's here's hoping that 2022 is in a good place for all of us, and we can all keep on going, and we can get out, have fun, watch movies, play games, be nice to each other, not try and kill one another. Marcus Beard touches his wood live on stream. Yes, that's me. All right. I'm going to say it's time for me to wind it down. It is 10:43 here. I need to finish my bowl of healthy muesli and take my morning pills. And I will say thank you so much for joining me and being part of the ongoing experiment that is this thing. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back next week at some point. Who knows? I'll put some thought into it. I might have some videos queued up. Who knows? Probably not. I might have some pictures. We don't know. Maybe some pictures of Spike and the cats. Okay, so I'm going to say, as usual, I do have a Patreon. And that Patreon, there's basically two tiers. There's the Are You Crazy Bastard tier, which gets you one of these. Look at that. And then there's the base tier, which is $3. For $3, you get to join in on the Discord server. There are so many good people: King Ding, Matt, Annalie, Frost again, Stinky, everybody. I think there's like 14 or 15 people on there who just chat and have these conversations and share things. And it's just a cool little environment that is kind of exclusive to the Patreon supporters. So, yes, I have a Patreon. You know I have a Patreon. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you could see a way clear, that would be great. If not, don't worry about it. Have a good week. Be back next week, Friday, Saturday, definitely not Sunday. Not on my anniversary. I'm not stupid. Much love, people. Yes, Annalie, keep on sharing your calendar. Annalie has been sharing this amazing advent calendar she got. That's all music. So yes, please keep sharing. I love it when people chat. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me on Twitch. Thank you very much for joining me on Twitter and on YouTube. And this is interesting, and I hope this works again soon so that we can chat again. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you have any questions for the show or whatever this is, this loose gathering of thoughts that I stream out once a week. Be good to each other. I'll catch you very soon. Bye-bye.